I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. We'd like to welcome DarkFire to the interview. Hi.
Hello. It's lovely to be here.
Hey, please introduce yourself to everybody.
Oh, sweet. My name is DarkFire. I am a Chaos Dragon VTuber and sorcerer, and a lovely friend introduced Eric to me.
I appreciate you coming on, and it's great to hear from you. When did you get started as a VTuber?
I think on 2020, so I've been doing this for a hot second.
Oh man.
I think as of 2 or 3 months ago, it has officially been 6 years.
Oh wow.
And I was very shocked when I got a notification from you, because that day I got a lot of bots messaging me on Discord. So I was like, "Who is this?" Because I saw we had a mutual server. So I was like, "Hey, Frebs, who is this?" And they're like, "Oh, I love that person." I'm like, "So they're not a bot? No, they're just a cool person." I was like, "Oh, heck yeah!"
Well, it's always good to have a little somebody boosting you from behind. I appreciate it very much. And I'm glad you're on here because you get a chance to just talk with you and find out what you're all about.
I love talking to people, so this is great.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So you've been at it for a little while. Has this been everything you've wanted so far as being a VTuber?
I have no complaints. I thought I would grow a little faster than I currently am, but I have no real complaints because everyone I've met and everyone that's come by me has been truly amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, I wanted to become like a larger VTuber. While I would still like to, I never want to give up to small people that actually came up to me, like my classic viewers, the people that spend time out of the day. Um, I never understood how much I'd actually appreciate them, but I truly do.
Yeah, it's something when you get to know people and you start to realize that they're taking a lot of time out of their schedule to come see you.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no matter how like one viewer is, I've learned that they're taking time out of their day and they're actually talking to you.
Hmm.
You shouldn't be like you should not take that for granted, because they're appreciating you and you should appreciate them back.
Yeah, it's an amazing kind of symbiosis there where you're each getting something out of the relationship. Hopefully, it doesn't go to parasocial types things, but here you're getting a chance to express yourself and entertain people, and they're getting the chance to enjoy your talents, which is um, certainly in this day and age something we can be fascinated by because 10, 20 years ago it wasn't going to happen like this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
20 years ago, you're probably not like, what is Hololive?
Yes. What? How come you can do this live and you can actually see what people are doing?
What do you mean you're an anime girl on the internet?
When did that become a thing?
It's been crazy ever since, like, I've wanted to become a VTuber ever since I think like late middle school.
Hmm.
Like when like Hololive was like full swing and VSojo was
Still
cool.
Visojo. Still
Like all the
Visojo.
old ones, like even the ones that are now canceled,
Yeah.
at the time were like seen as really cool. It was like, dang, these are like the celebrity groups of the streaming world.
Yeah. 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 Well, as time goes on, things come out, and um, we find out how people have really adapted to things where they shouldn't have to had to. Um, but I think now we're down to a point where um, people aren't so much pining for that as much as maybe being a part of a group. And that's a little bit different. Have you wanted to be a solo VTuber act, an independent, or did you have, or still do you still have ideas of being part of a group?
I used to want to be a part of Ninja Sanji or VSojo
Mhm.
before it all came out. Like, oh no, these names, huh? But I've always wanted to be a part of them because they were always like really cool growing up. Because like I got to actually meet Cottontail at one point
Mhm.
in a VTubing sphere, and I'm excited. And sometimes I actually do get to run in them. I've met Project Melody once; they were pretty cool.
Mhm.
So like starting out, I was like spoiled with being able to meet these people,
Yeah.
and I've always wanted to join groups like this.
Yeah.
But the more I looked into it, the more work it seemed that was on your part that was required, even work you might not be qualified to do.
Yeah. And that's the thing is that when you're involved in something like that, whether it's this type of work or whether you're in a contract or you have a boss, and especially a corporate boss, they kind of own everything, and your your decision making is very limited, no matter what you're doing. And for the most part, usually, and certainly with something like this, where even in some instances the character itself is the model and the name and everything is copyrighted by the group. Um, I don't know if people realize the depth that you have to go to to stick around with something like that, especially from the foreign companies.
And that's a lot more care, especially since you sort of have to do your own taxes as well. And there's a lot more, even if you don't get much income from any of these, you have to literally start doing separate forms just for the fact you made that money.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't even I do these interviews on YouTube and it's all recorded and I don't get anything from it, but money wise. But the if I did, the it would certainly be a nightmare trying to figure out all of that
Well,
and get it to.
thankfully, if you made enough, YouTube, it's if since you're doing YouTube, YouTube itself would send you special forms
Mm,
to help you do your taxes because there's no way you're understanding all of that by looking at the little window you have on hand.
yeah, yeah. Yes. Well, I mean, with this particular format, it ain't going to happen. It
You
just
never know.
Yeah, well, it would take. I qualify for everything but one particular thing that would require the number to go from about 100 to 1 million, and probably isn't going to happen anytime soon. But that's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I enjoy myself, and obviously, if you've been doing it since for 6 years now, you're enjoying yourself too.
I'm gonna be a grandma uh by the time I stop, honestly, because like I'm able to meet people, talk to people, and no matter how like a little old I start to feel, I'm always running into someone a little older
but,
or
but now you've run into someone who's real old.
I'm just like fucking like on like a little cane right now. Like, hey, when I was your age, we had
Yes,
we had Iron Mouse
yes.
and Skibbity Toilet lore videos keeping us afloat.
Well, when I was your age, I was playing my Pong machine, and which is
When I was your age, I had 2D tatas.
no one will know what you're talking about.
I'm gonna be like that. That's cool, Grandpa. That's cool. He's off his meds again.
Set him back in his
Someone get the nurse.
yeah, set him back in his little room. But that's by then we'll have all the virtual reality, and no one will know where they are anyway.
True, we're gonna be in the Matrix. And I just opened up my model, by the way.
Hmm.
And the first thing as I see is my model's tits.
Ah,
I don't have them drawn on normally because they're not actually meant to be in the top model. But I found a fun little asset that puts actual fake tatas in your model for silliness.
congratulations.
I gotta get those clicks, man.
That's hilarious. So when you first turned on the microphone and obviously you knew what VTubing was and you enjoyed it before. What was the difference in you becoming the entertainment for you as opposed to watching someone?
It's so much harder. Uh, like I'm not gonna say it's like the same as a job because everything's different
Hmm.
depending. It all depends on the job and how long you put in it. But it's so much different because you actually have to entertain. Even if you have like a following of 0,
Hmm.
it only hurts you to stop talking
Yeah.
because like even if you have one person, if you have like 10 people, 10. You're not streaming, but the moment you're on a recording at all, you have to keep talking. If there's any dead silence, your algorithm stops pushing you completely.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even if you feel like you're talking into the void or thrashing into nothing, you have to keep things moving. Otherwise, everything else will the best way to describe it is um, falter or you won't be able to get any momentum at all unless you're actually out there doing it.
And it doesn't matter like how you currently are, because if you're locked in a game, sometimes you play a game, you lock in, you can stop talking. You no longer exist to Twitch if you're just dead silence for that time.
Oh yeah, yeah. Anything anything that you put on is at least going to keep the channels open, and then especially if you do something, there's a lot of marketing still involved in this. Where if you get out there and maybe have a VOD or clip or something, um, it might help out in the long run. At least you get people watching your material then.
Hmm. And honestly, just like one person saying, "Hey, I liked what you put out there," is really cool.
Oh yeah, and getting that feedback for you after doing the feedback yourself before was what did that feel like when you realized that you did have people coming back for you?
Originally, I was like, "You came back for this," and then I was, and then I was like, and then they said like some of them said they actually enjoyed my content. Some of them actually joined my like Discord server. Others have actually like hung out with me
Yeah.
because like I like to hang out with the community I build, and those that want to stay around me could have to be part of a vibe check because I don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable, which is why my server is a little smaller
Mhm.
than others.
Yeah.
But I want it to be the most comfortable space you can have.
Hmm. And that that is something you want as a viewer as well as a host.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because like no matter how like big my server might ever get, I like to be able to simply join VC and not care who joins because everyone who's brought in and you've interacted with has been chill with you and nice. You don't want to look down and be like, oh cool, yeah, ew, this person's in there, or
Yeah.
or this person who I've built this sort of relationship with is in there. We'll go to bed.
It's just I'm going to try to ignore that as much as possible. That's what.
Like so far, everyone in my server has been so interesting because like I have a bedtime sometimes,
Yeah.
but I've been known to accidentally stay up to like 7 a.m. because lose track of time talking to the members of my community.
Yeah, I would do that. I would imagine. I'm up all night no matter what. So for the most part, but thanks to doing a lot of overnight work when I was younger, my sleep schedule is whenever I get tired, that type of thing. Um, but it actually does
Mm.
help when I'm doing these interviews because then I can plan around it a little bit, even at this age. So have you set any goals for yourself now that you've been doing it for a few years? And have you had goals in the future that you've had to revise a little bit?
I have a dream goal of one day reaching partner,
Hmm.
and I had originally a goal of like wanting to make it big, but I'm sort of realizing that it's not that easy, or it's not useful to have that as a permanent goal because that only hurts your mental health,
Yeah.
especially the more else happens. So my goal right now is to reach 1,000 members. I am, I think, 29 members away from that,
Mm. Well.
and I've learned to try set short-term goals
Hmm.
to try to achieve a long-term goal.
Yeah. Yeah. If you can hit the short term goals, then the long term goal doesn't seem so far away.
Hmm.
Mm.
And that way it doesn't like hurt as much or like seem out completely uh blindsided if anything in life happens, so that way you not feel like panicked or something's hopeless.
Hmm. No.
Because the last thing you want is your like mental health to like take a dick a beating because real life is there.
Oh, absolutely. Yet, after 6 years, I have to ask you, has that happened to you yet?
I have had goals where I could not complete them in time,
Mm.
and it did suck. But I've never truly considered graduating.
Yeah.
At one point, I do admit I did. One point look to see if someone could take up the mantle of Darkfire if I were to drop it.
Mm.
but there's
But
no one I really trusted to be Darkfire enough.
well, I
I was
mean,
like, you guys aren't Darkfire enough, so I'm gonna stay.
it's you now, isn't it? I mean,
Uh,
it's so much you after 6 years, I'd imagine.
oh, it absolutely is. And like I see like Darkfire as a character, it's also a personality
Mm,
that I act a little differently on stream as almost everyone. Even if they say they do, they definitely they act even if people say they act the same, they definitely don't
mm,
because you can't act the same because like let's say you swear a lot and people don't like that, or let's say you're a little looter in real life or on stream.
yeah.
You you develop a personality on stream that is, even if you don't want to admit it, is different than who you normally are.
Normally, I get people saying that they're more themselves on stream,
Hmm.
because they get a chance with the avatar and everything. It gives them a chance to kind of spread their wings a little bit.
And you don't have like your actual like looks or physical uh restrictions keeping you away
Right,
either,
right.
because um I've also heard the trope that like VTubers are ugly. I have seen the trope in play. I've also seen the trope get completely stomped on by the most gorgeous people you've ever met
Oh yeah, yeah,
in personality and in looks, because
yeah.
I've seen the most beautiful souls you'll ever imagine.
Oh well, that's one of the biggest things that I find is that in being an old radio guy myself, it's so much of it. In order to keep people entertained, you still have to show a lot of your personality through your voice and what you're able to do with it. And
Hmm.
people are going to be able to tell if you're over a long period of time if you're completely fake. People are going to be able to tell if you're not enjoying yourself, if it's not something you want to do, and to get that audience that continues to come back, you have to be genuine enough, um, to at least your character. If you're playing a character, you have
Hmm.
to interact with them and be something that they can rely on. Do you feel that way, and have you been able to do that to your satisfaction?
That one's a little harder to answer because like a lot of the streaming I've done, I've felt it out. But I've learned that it's good to like exaggerate a bit of your feelings sometimes, but while not lying to yourself, if
Mm,
that makes sense. Because like you react how you think you'd want to act,
mm. Yeah,
but don't like change your opinions on anything. Like let's say something pops up on stream, yell a little bit. Don't be like, hey guys, I guess that was cool and all. Now on to the next game.
yeah, yeah. Just kind of deal with it and don't swallow the whole thing and try to tamp it down. Just kind of like, okay, it's there now. Ignore it and keep going.
Yeah,
Now that's not always going to work, obviously, because people. Um, have you got some mods to back you up?
I used to do this originally, like until I reached properly like fully affiliate. I used to do completely solo,
Mm-hmm.
but now I do have, I think, a handful of mods that I almost always have a mod if needed. Each one is good at their own unique thing. Like I have a mod that completely helps with technology because I am hopeless at when it comes to software.
Mm-hmm.
I am hopeless when it comes to OBS, so I have another streamer friend who's also mods with me.
Mm.
So I have a little bit of everyone, luckily.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's that you built up over time, or were they people that you knew before you started?
They built no one I have today for like help VTubing help and streaming has been someone I knew in the beginning.
Mm.
These are all people I've met through VTubing and through like self networking on accident.
I like that would be a great book, Self Networking on Accident.
Because nothing really works. Not everything works out if you're actually searching for stuff.
Yeah,
You kind of have to have that. You have to be open and have it run into your face like a brick.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, accident sometimes is the best way to advance.
Hmm.
um,
You're like nothing's better than the relationship started from when after being hit by a car by the personality.
yes, but you still have to. I mean, you still have to take advantage of any situation and handle it clearly. I've talked about people who start off with maybe they have 10 people watching, get a rate of 500, and then by the time the raid filters away, they have 5 people watching.
Hmm.
You,
On think I have a friend.
mm,
She's a partnered VTuber. I never thought she would ever raid me.
mm.
Because of her time schedule. So I'm just chilling with some friends, and I just get this message in my chat by her saying, "Hey, don't freak out." The most anonymous message I've ever heard from someone in my chat to say, "Hey, don't freak out, stay calm," and then she rated me with 200 people.
And you're like,
And as someone
whoa,
who averages like 5 to 10,
yeah.
still, I was like, I was clearly panicking, but I was like doing my best to hold it under wrap and key, and then lock a key.
Yeah, you were both overjoyed and then suddenly really like freaked out because now you've got 5 times as many people.
So I was like slow. I was like quickly messaging, like quiet. I wasn't like saying I was doing it, but I was in the background, so quickly messaging all my mods, like, "Hey, it's a good time to wake up. Hello, hi. Could use a mod right now. I need some
Yeah.
supervision. I need an adult."
Call the
Yeah.
police. Could you check on these people? Make sure they're really people for me.
I need you to like make sure people behave while I can play this game. I'm a little freaking out right now.
So, what type of games are you usually playing when you're on?
I do not have a fixed type because I have ADHD,
Hmm.
but my one rule is try not to play games where I'm gonna completely lock in on
Mm,
because I need to be able to actually like talk about the game I'm playing or talk to people I'm playing with
right, right,
instead of like locking in going silent because you lose a lot of what you're doing.
right.
You lose a lot of momentum if you lock in.
Oh yeah.
Like even when I play I'll rarely play Fortnite, but I'll do it in a completely like unserious manner where I'll lose almost every single game I play.
Yeah.
But that is entirely because I'm not playing to win. Because if I do, I will lose sight of talking.
Right, right. Yeah.
But I'll play like any game like Minecraft. I'll play modded survival Minecraft, Marvel Rivals. Right now, I'm playing Wolfstride, which is like a game that has the vibe of Cowboy Bebop. If you know that anime.
Oh, I absolutely enjoy that anime. I really do. I watched
Mhm.
it cover to cover, and the movie. Not the and live action movie because why would I do that? I mean,
Why would you do that to yourself? But
yeah,
this game, if you do play it, it's a game I'm currently playing. It is Wolfstride.
yeah.
It is not like made by the people of Cowboy Bebop, nor is it in the world.
Hmm.
But when you play it, it was like, man, this is so Cowboy Bebop coded.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that was such a great anime for me because two things. If I watch that type of anime, it's usually got to be futuristic, uh, maybe like post-apocalyptic, apocalyptic. I think that's the way to pronounce it.
Apocalyptic.
Apocalyptic, and and just interesting in general. So I'll watch something like that, or Ghost in the Shell, or something like that. That's a story that really draws me in right away, and that was a big favorite of mine. Did you watch that at all? Did you watch the whole series?
I watched a lot of it. I'm still catching up because like I wanted to watch with people because it's
Mm.
like it's such a vibe, but I hate rewatching stuff, so I like watching it with people if they're around.
Yeah, I'm not a big rewatch type person myself usually, and then there's like a couple of movies I'll watch over and over again.
There's
Um,
like 3 animes I'll rewatch because how much I love it.
yeah.
It's Sword Art Online, like yeah, Sword Art Online. Then there's Fairy Tail,
Uh-huh.
and then there's Soul Eater.
So what are those about?
Sword Art Online is you're stuck in a video game, and
Mm.
if you die in the game, you die in real life.
Ah, okay.
Uh, and you're not like it's not isekai because your real body is in the real world
Uh-huh.
attached to a machine.
Okay.
Uh, are all the other players. You
Okay.
basically tried to escape the game originally.
Right.
The other seasons go uh are are basically them outside the game because they eventually do escape.
Yeah.
And then we have Soul Eater, which is basically an entire anime where the power system is centered around souls, eating souls, defeating people, taking their soul.
Right. Yeah.
It's not as bloody or dark as it sounds, and there are demons the main characters try to fight and contain to save humanity.
Yeah.
It's actually, if I don't know if you've seen Fire Force, but
No.
it is the world after Fire Force in
Oh,
the same
okay.
universe.
So it's a continuation of a world then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Is it done by
Soul
the
Eater
same?
came first, though.
Yeah. Is it done by the same people, or did they kind of hand the ball
Yes.
over? Uh,
I think that some of a lot of the creators are still originally there. I don't know if the writers are the same, but I know the author of it is the same because the manga rights are always made by the same people.
yeah. Yeah. So did you read the mangas before you watched the actual films?
Soul Eater, no. Fire Force, yes,
Ah,
because
okay.
Fire Force is more like current because Soul Eater is much older, and
Mhm.
this is their attempt at creating a world before Soul Eater.
Yeah. Yeah. I mentioned the two that I really enjoy the most. Both of them have been made into live action films. I'm like, why would you do that? There's
Like One Piece.
yeah, I love One Piece. There's I just don't see any way that you can really capture the fantastic part of it that way right now anyway.
I mean, they're trying to appeal to a new demographic that's not the anime watchers. It's those that are interested in the world but don't like cartoons.
Well, they're wrong.
Even if they are wrong or incorrect, it's still like they want to get their story out there, even if it's not as good or as free as animation gives you.
Yeah, yeah, it's tough when you take something like that and then try to adapt it to a wider audience. I guess VTubers have that too, when they come in and they establish themselves and then look at maybe trying to get a wider audience and trying to do different things to expand. Have you ever had trouble trying to change what you're doing fundamentally, and did it work for you?
Changing what you're doing, it's always really hard. I try it once in a while. Like I want to do scripts, but the issue is like I have inattentive ADHD, and a lot of times it goes unmedicated because of financial reasons. But a lot of like your entire being becomes around dopamine and what you enjoy. And sometimes you try things and it's truly not as enjoyable as you would hope it would be.
Yeah,
And if there's not like any dopamine in it, you can't really enjoy or do it.
mm, that's true. And have
Like
you, have
I
you,
try scripts once in a while, and sometimes I get like so anxious about posting where they're just gonna sit on my PC.
yeah, yeah, that's something too. It's when you, I mean, have you always been a creative type person, or have you been waiting for something like this to kind of show your creativity?
Hmm. I'm not objective enough to know if I'm truly creative or not.
Mm.
All I know is what people like told me that they think I am truly creative. Some people think I'm creative if I put my mind to it. Uh, Someone just told me I'm like one of the most creative people they've ever met. But when I look at myself, I was like, is this creative? I don't know, because I'm sort of a perfectionist. So if it doesn't look perfect to me, it seemed I see it as dead weight.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's when you try to account for tastes too, and not everybody is going to be, is going to enjoy what you do, no matter how good you are at it, and the other way around, you're not going to enjoy everything they do, no matter how good they are at it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's always your mileage may vary, and there's things involved that you can't, you know, like regular real life. You mentioned that a little bit before. Have you had situations where off computer life has really hindered your streaming?
Yeah, I've had issues where PC parts break.
Mm,
I've had issues where I've had like deaths in the family, where those aren't really issues, more of like things that happen in life that are thrown your way and you have to like mourn and deal with that. Or like friends that have like borderline going homeless and you need to like take some time to support your very close friends.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that's something that folks are able to do online a little bit. Maybe if they do, some charity work and stuff along those lines. Is that something you'd like to do, or have you been able to do it yet?
What was your question again?
About
Sorry.
about charity work, have you been able to do any of that, or is that something you'd
I,
like to do in the future?
I just got off a charity event for the American Heart Association.
Cool. Excellent. Thank you for that.
Everyone there has been really nice.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed talking to the people I've talked with.
Hmm.
Everyone there has been sweet. The American Heart Association has been like really kind. They've actually given to my chat.
Mm,
I have to raise some money for them as well.
cool.
The group I'm a part of, they raised over 16,000 as of today.
Excellent. Thank you very much for that. I always think anybody who takes some time to work towards a charity like that, because um, even a little bit helps,
Hmm
and people don't
We made
realize that.
we made it to number one in the current groups that are currently doing it. Of all the other groups, our group was number one on the leaderboard of money raised.
Well, to go, way to go, way to go! Thank you again. That's wonderful stuff. Says a lot about you that you take the time to do that. And
Hmm
it's in beyond what you get yourself. Of course, it helps the people you're trying to help, but hopefully, it also creates in your followers and people who are coming with you a domino effect where they're kind of do something too along those lines.
Absolutely, I completely like. I was supposed to have started my push to 1,000. I did start it, but as soon as I heard about the charity, I was like, guys, I'm stopping to put this push for. If you're gonna give any money to me, it has to be to them.
Yep, yep. That's it. In today's society, that's tough to hear people doing that because it doesn't happen as often as it probably should. But
Hmm
um, it's good to know that you can do something. You can entertain and still help other people too at the same time.
hmm
Um,
Like it's better to not make problems. Better to try to help fix problems. Like,
oh yeah.
what am I gonna do with that one more gifted sub when they could use it more?
Oh, absolutely. And um, the sense of accomplishment you get is something. It's really good. And um, again, this is all contributing to a positive feeling toward what you're doing online. It gives you again a little bit of a wind beneath your wings as you start doing these things. Although, have you gotten to the point sometimes where you're online, and you realize that people are all over the place coming for you, and you're like, how did I get here?
Hmm
And
Yeah, I've had that. I've also had that when people are like coming up to me and expect my numbers to be their numbers.
yeah,
Or like one thing I've learned is don't do be as crazy as you want, but it's good to have some sort of stability. Like if people expect gaming and you've built your entire content around gaming, don't drop it just because you don't see it as uh the same growth, because the people that there are there won't be there.
yeah, yeah. It's when if you're working with people who are just kind of there to use you and go. I mean, maybe that helps you, but don't expect that to be a long lasting type of relationship.
Hmm
Yeah,
And like, let's say you play gaming, you do gaming entirely, but you move to ASMR. The people that were there for the gaming aren't really gonna stick around for the ASMR.
maybe. I mean, it depends on if they like it. I mean, and they might stick around. But also, there are some folks who. I mean, I'm sure you did it as a watcher, where you'll still check it out anyway, and
hmm
just at least you know show support by being there. Well, if even if you're not going to watch for 2 hours, um,
hmm
that sort of thing. It all depends on how you build your relationship with your listeners, watchers, chat, however you want to say it. Yeah, are you happy with how you've been able to build the folks who are coming back to your streams?
I am. My community is small, but I love each and every single member there. And because it is small, I've had time to learn their, like what their hobbies are, what their lives and who they are as an individual.
Yeah, and I mean, when you realize that they might be on the other side of the world.
Some are. My main NSFW sus artist, who draws very, very detailed, quote unquote, tasteful art of my character out of pure spite. She is in Malaysia, uh, in her time zone. And the person who made my model, she is in the Philippines.
And it says something, isn't it? And when I started in radio so long ago, contacting anybody across across that long distance, either you needed a amateur radio or ham radio, or you were going to pay a lot in phone bills,
Exactly.
and it would have
Or
sounded
you have,
horrible.
or you spend a lot of money to get your own unique internet connection.
Oh yeah, and then you really that's even worse than the phone bills. Although back then the phone bills were still pretty bad. Um, and to be able to pick it up in your home and just kind of set and get away, is VTubing now for you still, or has it ever been a kind of a getaway for you, a refuge?
Like VTubing is because I treat it as like another world. It's not my world that I've been born in.
Mm.
I've been able to explore it, talk to people, and not have to worry about like some stranger being like, "Hey, I don't like you, and we're gonna fight."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it happens every once in a while. They say that, but then you can just block them.
You'd be like, "Hey, I'm gonna fire you up." I was like, "Oh, good argument, but block button."
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, there's always going to be pits that you're going to fall into, and you try to get out of them as best you can. But um, for the most part, has being a VTuber for this long been a total positive for you, or have there really been times where it's just been tough to turn the microphone on?
I've lost friends through VTubing because we're simply too different. I have I've seen almost every single VTuber I had when I was starting out on my friends list that was letting me grow up. Almost none of them, actually, none of them are around
Oh,
anymore. Like
that's
you see that you will outlast a lot of them because your views and content creation is so much different than them,
well,
and
yeah,
or their life had a different goal because like sometimes they'll do get a corporate job and you have an internet footprint that you need to maintain. That VTubing isn't a really good one. Uh, or people that realize that VTubing isn't exactly as dreamy as they thought it was
mm,
because of the work they put in versus growth.
yeah, yeah. When you see someone who has kind of betrayed their trust in a chat or group, no matter how big or small, how does that make you feel as as a VTuber?
Well, I have mixed feelings right now. I'm very lucky because none of them have been people I've actually become friends with.
You know?
But I wake up and see someone I know have like a Google Docky on them, or like or it's someone that you've like literally admired since like the very start, like Vsojo and like Ninja Sanji, all these like corporate like things getting the Google Doc is canceled, and Ninja Sanji going down in fire flames because they're not paying their people.
Yeah, yeah, or skimming off the top, like we've heard from other folks, or not being fully, at the very least, not being fully honest with their talent.
Mm-hmm. And
Um,
transparency is the fastest way to get yourself dropped from the entire like world of VTuber.
yeah, yeah. Well, and that's kind of, you know, we say that, but even that transparency is something that VTubers, or that lack of transparency, is kind of something that many VTubers embrace by having a avatar and hiding so close behind it.
Mm-hmm. Sure, but there's like a level of transparency you want with your own finances,
Yeah,
or certain views of a company. Like let's say like you were being like supported by like a large corporation you thought was cool, but it turns out they support like the opposite of your views.
right, 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 and or the severe opposite of your views, especially um, something that you find horrible. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why you have to be very careful, I think, about what you support and what you don't support, uh, because it will come back to bite you. Your associations will catch up to you.
Mm-hmm. You don't want to be like y- never accept when it comes to businesses. Never do things at first value. Just always look a little bit deeper. Like wait. these have cute art, but oh no, their CEO is actively saying slurs on the news right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And in radio, we were so easy. We're just like, okay, well, as long as the check clears, we'll do it.
As long as the check clears,
Yeah,
hey, this is like a penny t-shirt. It's okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh man, some of the commercials I did back then, I was like, what am I doing? And I realized that, oh yeah, I got paid.
I got paid.
Yeah, that's why I did it. I remember doing one commercial. It was actually two commercials for the same person. A weight loss and smoking cessation hypnotist. And I was like, really? I have to do 60-second commercials on this? And I'd seen him, what he'd done online. It was just, so much hokum and if it helped one person, good. But at $60 an hour, it better help somebody. Um, and I was like, okay, I'll do it. I
You're
got
just
to,
looking at like the paycheck, be like, I'm doing this, but I want you to know this isn't safe.
yes, yes, and at the end, and in the end, you go like, um, this is bullshit. Don't do it.
You're
That would,
like, I might need to talk to HR. Like, hey, don't worry
yeah,
about that.
yeah. Well, luckily it didn't happen very often because we had a lot of better voices than me in the studio usually for all those things. Um, do you do you see yourself as having a ceiling, or do you even look up at all right now after 6 years as a VTuber?
If you're talking about like a ceiling of growth,
Yeah.
um, I have long since felt like I've like reached it at one point because
Mhm.
like my growth is like skyrocketed for a point in time, then it's sort of like not. But at the same time, I don't see myself stopping even if I have ever hit my ceiling
Mhm.
because there's a chance I didn't. There's a chance I'm just not doing the right thing right now, and I'm gonna look to see if something does uh hit, go past it. And I'm meeting a lot of amazing people who are bringing their amazing people to me.
Yeah.
I do feel like sometimes I have like full on crash into my ceiling, and kind of like like a little bug stuck on the wall on the ceiling. But
Yeah.
at the same time, doing my best to keep out hope to hopefully of not for it not to be on the ceiling, if that's the best way I could put it.
And not be a smush mark anyway.
No, no, I don't want to be a smush mark.
If you can continue to enjoy yourself, um, that is the biggest thing. And if other people are enjoying it too, that's good. Uh, when you started, did you have to kind of teach yourself that as long as you were continuing to have fun, it was still good stuff?
I think I've like always had fun because um number one, I feel like I'm not enjoying anything anymore.
Mm,
That's where I no longer feel the desire, want, or like thought process to even continue.
right,
Because like when I have inattentive ADHD, so like I'm always like chasing the dopamine,
right, right.
and if that like stops at any point, it doesn't come back.
Ah, okay. Yeah, you once you get the momentum, you got to stay in the momentum.
Exactly. Like and once it starts feeling good, don't like be like, oh, it's not feeling good not right now, but maybe it'll come back. It won't come back because
Mm,
like or it won't come back the same.
yeah, yeah. You won't quite reach. I mean, you might do better, but it's still you don't get that same kind of flow. Has your audience kept up with you as far as that goes? I mean, have you had any fluctuation, or has it been pretty steady?
My audience right now, I think, is bigger than when I have started
Uh-huh.
or like these past few years,
Yeah.
because I have a lot of all these people that come back and say hi. I have a lot of new people that come in and show their support. Well, not all at the same time, but they're all there. I've had no true fluctuations.
Right.
I've had people leave, come back, but nothing like new or unique has truly been shown.
Right.
But then again, I think I kind of prefer that because I get some structure out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, not only do you get the structure and the regularity of it, but the familiarity of it. I think um, you when I imagine it would be really tough to have somebody that you become familiar with as a content creator that's coming back, and suddenly they're not there anymore.
I've had that a lot of times. Like I used to grow up on Ventura Tale
Hmm.
YouTubers,
Right,
um, and their sibling content was always so fun. And then suddenly they just stopped posting because random drama, real life issues happened with them, and now they're no longer like actively together.
right, right. Well, yeah. I mean, that's one thing, and it's. I imagine it's. I would think, oh, because well, maybe I'm projecting myself too much into things like this, but I would think it'd be very tough if you had two uh, VTubers and streamers that you really enjoyed working together, and suddenly something happens between them and they don't work together anymore. Um,
Especially if that relationship they had uh is what made them best friends.
yeah,
And if they're not that anymore, they're like, man, why am I even watching anymore?
yeah, yeah, and that kind of one plus one equals three sort of thing um, gets lost in between, and you lose that momentum that you talk about. It's something that you kind of rely on after a while. Um,
Hmm.
are there times where you shake things up to so you don't necessarily have to rely on things, and you want to branch out?
Like once in a while, I have done other interviews before actually,
Yeah,
but they're like more of live streamed ones.
yeah,
Um,
like what?
I been interviewed by like someone in San Francisco. She is another VTuber. Like I think a year and a half ago. She was very sweet.
Uh-huh.
I have been interviewed in private. Not all of them have been posted because sometimes they just uh go in the pipeline.
Well,
I'm on the schedule for I think two more
yeah.
interviews.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, that's you get to show a little bit more different aspect of yourself, and and it, and every host, every interviewer has their different way of doing things. So, just like VTubing, there have you found anyone? And I don't think I've asked this question of anybody. Have you found anyone who, quite by accident, is a lot like you?
I have run into people who have had personalities that I would think I had the same of.
Yeah,
I've also run into another Darkfire
yeah.
VTuber, and I became friends with her. And we fight once in a while as a joke, not never anything serious. We're fighting now.
Leave us alone. We're fighting.
They're like, "Oh, you hate each other? No, we're fighting. It's okay. I don't hate them. We're just stabbing each other."
Yeah, it's what we do. That's what that's what happens at the Darkfire family reunion.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do a collab with all the other Darkfires. We're all way too different, so it might never work.
It might be that might be the selling point. Have you? What's the biggest collab you've been in, or have you been able to do a whole lot of big collabs?
The biggest collab. I've been in a few. I have. I don't know if you know this VTuber. I've been in a collab with Piku.
Mhm.
No, Pingu.
Yeah, yeah,
A penguin VTuber that is Newt Newt. Um,
yep,
and then I've also done a collab the same group with someone called Hanekyo. Used to go by It's Hanekyo.
yep,
She's a much larger British VTuber now.
yes, yes.
I've done technically a collab with a person called LL Princess,
Mhm.
who is also partnered. I've got a collab with coming up with another partner called Ray Espy.
Okay, yeah,
So
yeah.
like even though I'm much smaller, I do have this lovely rare opportunity to talk to these lovely people.
Well, I tell you, it's you certainly got the spirit and the personality for it, and I think that folks are going to continue to enjoy as long as as you said, until you're you're in year 30 of doing this. I think you're going to be enjoying yourself all the way, and it's good that you're able to continue to kind of keep it fresh for yourself and your listeners as well. Um, we're gonna we're going to have all the links we've been able to find for Darkfire in the description for this interview. Thank you so much for coming on, Darkfire. It's been an absolute pleasure meeting you.
Mm-hmm. Good luck finding them all. I don't even know all of them.
We'll see. I'll see if I can Pokemon capture them all.
Mm-hmm. The main one is my Twitch and Twitter. The rest of them are more secretive because I've forgotten about half of them.
Thanks so much for coming on.
Mm-hmm. And you have a lovely day. It was lovely talking to you.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.